We're turning the MrBeast logo into a smiling critter. And now, let's get to it. Let's go ahead and tap dance in on his fragile, nimble little frame and throw some gluey glue on there so we can slap some Sculpy ultralight on his anorexic, nimble little frame. Now, Catnap did have multiple variants throughout the game. It just depends on how much gas you've inhaled. So remember, kids, say no to gas. Might save you from a couple of hallucinations or so. Now take your ball stylus and smashing it into the clay to go ahead and have it ready for later for when we decide to do his face. Now we are using Super Sculpy Original for this project and just covering his anorexic looking body as we see right now. And using some worms of clay, we're just throwing them wherever we see fit just to create those pronounced bone structures, and using the ball stylus and a mixture of rubber shapers to blend those in and smooth them however we see fit. And using some awkward shaped pieces of clay, you're going to want to create like some of that underlining muscle structure or bones. And there I'm trying to like make what would look like a shoulder. I wanted to give his body that very decrepit look almost, but still maintain the really nice classic catnap looking face for this variant of mine that we're doing as MrBeast. And now taking some balls of clay, I am using them for his pronounced spinal cord thingy. And then just blending them in like everything else. You could use the back end of a paintbrush or anything around that similar shape and just kind of push in for some ribs. And instead of doing your typical dental hygiene, just go ahead and use that toothbrush for your art project instead, because why not? And my boy is rocking a YouTube play button. Now, let's cover the face with some clay. Boom! Add in some more clay to the mouth to go ahead and push out the facial structures. It was at this point I really started telling myself to trust the process. Please trust the process, because he was looking more like a frog than a cat on a good day. And I'm using my fingers and anything I can to get those shapes that I was desperately looking for. And I was finally happy. Now you can take your ball stylus and swirl it around those eye sockets and it makes a really, really neat texture. And we're using cos clay for a lot of the fragile bits because cos clay is still flexible after baking. And I'm slapping that on there for his ears. And again, who cares about brushing your teeth, right? I know I brush my teeth, so I hope you brush yours. Throwing a little triangle bit for his nose, and dropping in some circle balls for his eyeballs. I'm very happy with how this face turned out. Now we're taking some more of that glue onto the rest of his armature wire. You can see I already did the back feet, but basically it's going to be all same for 4 appendages. You just take a tapered-ish snake of clay, and I slit right down the middle of it, about halfway through. That way there you can easily wrap it around the armature wire and just blend that one side in however you see fit. And then take you another little weird thing of clay and blend it into there for his footsie. And toothbrush everything in to make everything very cohesive. And I'm taking the wedge rubber shaper and pushing it in to create some tootsies. I also went ahead and pre-baked like a bunch of teeth a while back, and they also make great claws as well. So if you remember that, make a bunch for multiple projects. using some cosplay for his little windy little tail. Make sure it's extra long because Catnap's got that super long, creepy little tail thing going on there, and I'm just kind of gluing it to his butt. Now let's slap his head on and send him to the oven. Now once baked and completely cooled down, we're gonna take this really pretty light blue and just lather him up. Painting with bright colors for me, if you've seen a lot of my recent videos, they're pretty little dark and grimy. So this was definitely a breath of fresh air, and I really enjoyed the process. Now you can just take some white and just very lightly dry brush over all those little fur details we made with the toothbrush. And it just really made it pop out for me. Might be a little hard to see on camera, but in person, it's freaking awesome. And you want to take a little bit darker blue that I mixed a little bit also with that lighter blue, so it's not too crazy, but just covering the inside of his ears. And you want to take black and do the eye sockets, his nose, and the inside of his mouth solid black. Go ahead and take you some nice little red and finish off his little YouTube play button. You can see the necklace kind of broke on me, so I just kind of glued it to him. I'm still happy with it. And then you can take that white and bring out those eyes. This is the part where I knew it was going to be really fun and amazing, because I went ahead and made these little lightning bolts, painting them hot pink. And I'm using some UV resin and just curing them into that spot. And y'all tell MrBeast he needs to come react to this, because that'd be super cool. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button so YouTube knows that I am super awesome. And I think after we throw that down, I think he is done. And it's done. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And now, on to his glamour shots.